So we're here in Kintbury. We're going to be going to Hungerford today, aren't we?
We are indeed. It's a bit windy outside, so we've decided to do the filming inside today.
Yeah.
So how many locks have we got?
3 to 4 locks today.
Depends where we can moor, but 3 to 4 locks. We'll try and moor up in Hungerford, and you've got some shopping to do.
Yeah, I've got some shopping to do at Tesco's. We need to fill up with water and do the other services.
Yeah.
Then hopefully we'll find somewhere in Hungerford because there's some antique shops there.
There are a lot of antique shops there, and Julie will fit right in. You like antiques? She likes antiques.
I married one.
How dare you? Everybody knows you're older than me.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah. Right, we've just got to take the pins out and we are going to be on our way. Lovely day for cruising. We had a really miserable weekend. The weather was awful. It rained, I think, from Thursday afternoon all the way through to Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday. Eventually it stopped Sunday sort of mid-afternoon, but overall it was not great weather, and the towpath went from nice and dry to a boggy mess. So out with the welly boots. Colin will appreciate this one from a certain channel. Here comes
The river section rose quite rapidly during the rains, and now it's starting to go down, although you wouldn't think it, considering how high it is to the bank. But it does mean we do get stuck on the silt at the side. Hopefully off we go. It looks like the back end, the stern, is still on the side a little bit. Yes, away we go.
And we're in lock number 1. That was quite a narrow entrance. I don't know if you can see it because the sun's shining straight into the camera, but it is quite a narrow entrance into that lock under that bridge. Now we are heading for the town of Hungerford, which is a market town. It's a sleepy little town, but in 1987, on the 19th of August, Michael Ryan got hold of a weapon and shot dead 16 people. He was an out-of-work antiques dealer, and he shot dead 16 people, including his own mother, an off-duty police officer, and then he turned the gun on himself. So probably one of the darkest parts of Hungerford's past.
I don't know if you can see, but how wonderful is this? 3 little mushrooms. Found a little gap on the lock gate. Amazing, nature finds its way. autumn really is here. The leaves are starting to change colour.
We are on our third lock of the day. This is either the last one or we've got one more to go. We're going to fill up with water, use the Elsan, and then try and find a mooring. Just up ahead around that bend that you can't see because the camera's pointing at me, is Hungerford. So that's lock number 3 done. Had a couple of gongoozlers turn up to have their picnic. I couldn't think of a better place to sit and eat a sandwich, to be honest. And coming up on our right hand side is, I assume, the mill that the lock is named after. There's been a mill on this site since the 1400s, although the current building was built in the 18th century.
Just look at the size of these trees. They are absolutely enormous.
So that's water and services done. Julie's had a quick hop to Tesco's to get some nice sourdough bread for lunch, and we're going to now try and moor up. Up ahead is Town Bridge, and beyond that Hungerford, so somewhere up there hopefully we'll find a nice mooring.
Now we're going to go under the bridge that will take you into Hungerford if you were going by car, and we're going to moor some point, I think, after the next lock. So you've got some old wharfside properties here coming up to the bridge, and then beyond the bridge on the left you've got some really old little cottages.
There's been a wharf at Hungerford for over 200 years. It's been a hub of activity since 1810 when the canal first opened. By 1818 there were over 200 boats using this stretch, and 70 of these barges were over 60 tonnes in capacity. And the average time it took to travel from Newbury to Bath was 3 days and 9 hours. That's 57 miles. The main source of goods being loaded onto these barges was gravel, chalk and whiting, as well as timber for the east. Lock number 4. So we're on our 4th and final lock, I think, so we're going to moor up after this. Bit of luck. So, lock 5, that wasn't on the cards today. Unfortunately, it's not going according to plan. There were no moorings at Hungerford, or there were, but it was too shallow, so we couldn't get the boat in. And so we're now moving on to the stretch just outside of Hungerford to see if there's moorings there. At this rate, I think we'll be making our way all the way to Froxfield. And what makes this an unusual lock is that it's got a swing bridge which you have to open first before you put the boat in, because if you go into the lock with the swing bridge across, when your boat goes up it'll sink. It'll get squashed below the swing bridge anyway.
you want to use this lock and swing bridge today. You've got to get the cows off first. And there they are on the swing bridge. So this is where we're moored at Hungerford Marsh, and you can see we've got beautiful common grazing land next to us. I've never seen a rainbow like it, have you?
No. It's like it's shooting out from the ground.
It's incredible.
Maybe someone's knocked over a pot of gold.
It's only a little bit of a rainbow. But it's so bright. Hello.
Hello.
So today's vlog we actually filmed on the 7th of October.
Yeah, so a good few weeks back.
So you are going to see a number of videos from us that we have filmed prior to today.
Yeah.
And today is the 5th of November, is it?
Yeah, bonfire night for those who know about Guido Fawkes.
Yeah. And it is also the first day of the lockdown in England.
Yeah, so unfortunately, as of today, we are in one place, as many other boat vloggers are and many other boaters are. So we can't move the boat unless it's for essential services, for things like water, rubbish, toilets, etc. But we're going to be locked down in one place. But luckily we've got a backlog of the videos to keep showing you. But we thought it would be poignant and pertinent to explain that the videos that we'll be releasing were filmed long before lockdown point 2 was even mentioned.
Yes, so we're not actually moving at the moment. We are in one place. We're very lucky. We've got a nice mooring. We're with friends from Never Enough Cruising, so that's really nice as well.
Yeah, it depends on your point of view.
We've got a water point about a mile, 2 miles away.
Yeah, it's about 2 miles away, so it's easy to get to. There's a turning point, or for those who are traditionalists, a winding hole. So there's a winding hole just past the water point, so we can get water, wind, turn around, come all the way back here, and there's a winding hole that end as well, about 100 metres just past the bridge behind us. So we're fine for services. We're not getting much solar because we're parked under trees, but hey, for 4 weeks I'll just have to run the engine for power.
So hopefully it's going to be for 4 weeks until the 2nd of December. Fingers crossed we're going to be able to move again.
Fingers crossed.
Can we say a massive thank you to our PayPals this week?
Yeah.
Rachel and Andy Carey.
Indeed.
Thank you very much. We will be buying a curry.
Yeah, we will. Which much to Julie's dismay, because the next morning can be a bit smelly.
Yeah.
I know, I've said to her, lay off the hot ones, but she will not lay off the hot ones.
Don't you dare.
Still, it warms the boat. And we'd also like to say thank you to, I can't pronounce his name. I think it's Nigel Campbell. Nigel Campbell?
Campbell.
No, I can't pronounce his name. Anyway, thank you, Nigel Campbell.
I think it might be Nigel Campbell.
Oh, of course, silly me.
Yeah.
It's Nigel Campbell.
Our brother-in-law.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll understand. I mean, yeah, he's very, very generously donated, and we were cock-a-hoop with that. We just, because one, he's Scottish, and we don't want to offend any of our Scottish viewers, because I'm technically Scottish too, but for him to put his hand in his pocket and donate was, well, brought a tear to my eye.
We're taking our 50p to go and buy some penny sweets.
We are.
Can we also send lots of love to Mark and Debbie from Well Deck Diaries? We are really thinking about you, and it's such a shame you're so far away, but
yeah, and
sending lots of love.
For the time being, we're going to rename your channel Get Well Deck Diaries.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So that's what you should be naming your channel, with the Get Well Deck Diaries.
Yeah.
We feel for you, and if we were nearer or closer, we'd like to offer help, but we're so far away, and obviously with lockdown, we realise that it's just made things a whole lot more difficult for you as well. So,
Sending lots of love.
To dear friends.
Yes. As we're all in lockdown and we're all going to find it really difficult to buy Christmas presents, what we'd really like to do is to support local people and local businesses.
And when we say local, we mean local wherever you are, so local to you, not us.
Yeah. So what we thought we would do is ask you, if you have a business, if you're a maker, an artist, or, you know, where you have any of the services that are needed at the moment, you have your own business, in our comments, could you put a brief description of your company and your website, and then any of our other viewers that are in the area that want to shop locally can have a look at your website.
If you've got a business and there's somebody watching that needs your business, then they can contact you. So make sure that you put a link to your website in the description below. And the same applies to the UK. You know, there are plenty of people out there, independent businesses, that are locked down and can't function as they would. And while we love, you know, the big websites that most people order from, they're the ones that stand to gain from all of this. So we thought that, you know, if you've got an online presence, why not put it in the comments below with a description of the business, so that other people who watch could potentially access your website.
Yeah, and just support you during the lockdown, because we know it's hard for everyone at the moment.
It's not a massive thing, you know, it might not lead to anything, but it might lead to a sale, it might lead to someone taking an interest in your business.
Yeah, so don't forget to put a link to your website, brief description, in our comments below.
Indeed. Now, we've got a bit of a question for you that we want you to try and answer. I think I know what these are, but we'd like to know what you think they are. Bear with me.
It only happens on the canal.
Only happens on the canal. These were left on the back deck, the stern of our boat, if you want to be technical. When we went out yesterday, when we came back, they were there. So let me show you them.
We got a message from a lady called Claire to say she'd left these for us.
Now, they are a vegetable.
It's a bit wobbly.
Sorry, I'm trying to stop it from wobbling. But I think these are baby triffids. I've seen Day of the Triffids from the 1980s, and these look suspiciously like triffids. So what do you think these are? Put a comment in the box below and let us know what you think these vegetables are. And I'm talking about this vegetable, not these vegetables.
I'm going to do a recipe for them, so if you've got a recipe, let me know and provide a link for it.
Yeah, and how we cook them, if you do know what they are. If you like this video,
if you can give it a thumbs up.
Don't forget to subscribe, and when you do subscribe, don't forget to hit the bell icon, because that gives you future notifications when we post new videos.
And we would love to hear your comments. We will see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.